works out the cash and shit, like works out the money. And from where he's sitting, if you're going around fucking bitches and getting in shit and people are getting hurt and killed, it's not looking good from the leader's perspective. He's like, okay, so my outfit's kind of breaking down now because some dude can't keep it in his pants. And now we're losing dudes, and like that was our gun connect, that was our dope connect, and now they're dead because this dude went and fucked this other dude's girlfriend. And so usually what they do is they're like, kill this dude. So they'll tell one of the dudes in their own gang. And they'll try and get a dude that's as close as possible to that person. Like his best friend. And the leader of your gang will get your best friend. If you're the one who's this fucking fuckboy, it's not good being a fuckboy in a gang. Unless you're a prostitute for the gang and you're making money that way. And it's not good any other way. Like if you're a fuckboy and you're prostituting yourself and you're making profit and you're paying that to the president, he's not gonna care. He's gonna be like, fuck yeah, go do your thing, boy. But if you're making money some other way, and like, you know, you still shouldn't fuck people's girlfriends. Because yeah, from where he's sitting, he'll send someone to kill you. Most of the time when someone dies in a gang, it's their own gang. And this is a situation. And you don't see it coming. Even I know about this, we all know about this, but none of us see it coming. If I was the one behind the trigger, my best friend won't see it coming either. Because there's just like this trust, this brotherhood, this mentality that you have. And when they do it, so most of the time that I've heard about it is bikers, they do a job. And a job is like, usually people get killed on a job. Like there's running and then there's a job. And doing a job is like, usually it's a contract. It's a hit, a contract hit. And that's when dudes kill each other. They go do a hit and they shoot the guy they're supposed to shoot, and then the guy that they're on the job with shoots them. Because the president will be like, send this guy on the job. You know, any job that you could get killed for, send him on that job. And so this dude who like thinks he's some mad fuckboy, he's like listens to hip hop and he has like a gold chain, he's going around bigging it up to everybody. He's the one that the president always puts on the job. And he's like, yeah, live fast, die young. But in the end, he gets shot in the back of the head by like another dude in the crew. And so there's rules. This is why they say, like, if it's not family, then don't even fuck with it. Because if you're some random guy and you don't know, like, I was raised this way, so I know these rules. If you don't know these rules, you're finna get shot in the back of the head. Because they might lose your money, but if they lose more dudes over your shit, then they're losing even more money. And to be honest, most of the time when a dude's like, live fast, die young, he's spending as much money as he's making, so he's barely making a profit anyway. And usually getting high off his own supply. And one thing you might be surprised is gangs don't like it when you're fucking junkie. Most gangs, if you start, especially 1%er gangs, if you start using the shit that you're trying to sell, they'll kick you out. And they might kick you out in a good way or a bad way. If they kick you out in a bad way, you might die. And they'll actually kick you. They'll physically kick you out. But if you're out in a good way, they might just be like, oh, you're a junkie, just fuck off. You just show up one day like, hey, what's up? And they're like, fuck off. They're like, what? Homie, I thought we were down. I was like, yeah, we were down. But then you start taking all that shit all the time, and now you're just annoying. And we don't see you as a brother anymore, we see you as a customer. And customers are fucking annoying. Then they are. Because customers come around like, oh, I stole some money from the charity bear. It's like this dude in a bear suit holding like a fucking bucket of coins. And they stole the bucket so they can get some heroin, and they come to your front door. And like, oh, I've got like $200 in coins, man. And it's like, fuck off. And then you start seeing that and you like start looking down on that, and you start even not even thinking of them as human anymore. You're just like, they're just pieces of shit. They're just expendable. You're just like, oh, we got some junkie. He wants some heroin. He's got a bunch of coins. How about we make him go do the hit job instead of us? And then we just give him like a little bit of heroin. We got plenty of it. So junkies become like a secret army. So like, whenever you don't like someone, you just send like 10 junkies after him. Or when you don't like one of your junkies, but yeah. But then again, I heard Outlaws, 1%er gang, they do a lot of drugs. So I don't think they mind if you're fucked. If you're fucked on drugs, they don't care. That's what I heard. I mean, I don't know if that's true. Maybe that's just some dude who was on the shit who's like acting like it's okay. But I don't know, like, to me, it's not a flashy lifestyle like people think. Like, you can dress flashy, you don't need to be in a gang. You can ride a motorcycle, you don't need to be in a gang. Especially not a 1%er gang. It's not flashy. At the end of the day, bikers really ugly. And they have this fucking, aura. They have, like, a presence. And basically the presence is you just don't want to hang out with them. The first feeling you get is like, I don't want to hang out with this guy. He's like a biker. And they just like have some like, you know, foreboding, shadowing doom looming over them. I mean, sometimes. I mean, I've met some bikers that are actually really fucking happy and fun and like they're just like sunshine and lollipops and shit. But those dudes, to be honest, are usually the dudes whose family are bikers. So their whole life they've been protected. Like their dad's like president of a chapter. So no one's ever fucked with them in their whole life. So they're allowed to just be happy and bouncy and kind of like me. Kinda. I mean, I moved cities. But I'm still kind of happy and bouncy. Because I'm like that. I'm like protected. But there's other dudes that, man. I considered hanging out with biker gangs before just because we have a similar mentality, but those dudes that they hang out with, those big, like, foreboding doom dudes, they always scare me off. I'm like, whoa. But, like, to be honest, if I met that guy, he's probably a really cool and really friendly guy. But I don't know. I try not to hang out with them. I always want to join the military. But I don't know, I'm getting older now, and I haven't joined the military, so now I'm just like, so many opportunities where if I decide to just join the bikers, I could have done that already so many times over. And I always turn it down to try and join the army, and now the army is acting like a bunch of dicks. Like I was telling you, like all my friends that are bikers now, that used to be in my street gang, they just get drunk. And I could go get drunk with them, but I just feel like I'm wasting my life. They're pretty much waiting for me. I'm pretty sure, I don't know for sure, I mean, who knows. I'm pretty sure they've got a patch. They've got like a table, and they've got a bunch of chairs, and one of those chairs has a patch with my name on it. Just sitting there. Just waiting for me. Because my gang, like, that's why I chose this gang. Like, I've been invited into so many gangs, or so many crews over the years. And I've been friends with so many crews. But this was the one where I was like, no, these are my boys. Like, I'll ride or die for these guys. And we fucking vibe so hard. I don't know exactly what it is about us.
Hey, who are you talking to?
Fuck, what? You weren't even here?
No.
Oh, fucking people always go quiet.
Who are you talking to the whole time?
You, man, you. Or fucking the squad.
I'm weak.
Did it take you that long to put your baby to bed?
Yep. And I had to turn on the I had to turn off the TV so she could go to sleep because I can't have noises when I put her to bed.
Well, sometimes I just record it, put it on YouTube, and then I go back and look at it. I mean, no one really watches my YouTube, but I do. I go back and watch it, and I listen to myself, and I see how I sound. It's true, I do that. Because, like, I question myself a lot, because I get upset sometimes, and I'm like, man, should I really gotten upset? And so I record it, and then I put it on YouTube, because that's just, like, a place where I can watch it again. And I see if I'm, like, an okay guy. I know the shit that I'm talking about. I see how I sound, like if I sound like a little bitch, or if I'm full of shit, or how full of shit I am. Like, for me, from my point of view, it's not a word of a lie, none of it. But if I listen to it, I might have, like, exaggerated or some shit. Or some of the stuff that I'm saying might just be speculation. So I don't really care. Besides, it's good to, like, vent for me. Like, some people would say it's not healthy. They're like, oh, you shouldn't be, like, angry and shit. But, like, I know me. And I know how angry I really am. And this is nothing. This is a much better way to deal with it. Because, like, I'll just fucking go out. I'll just go out and tackle a cop tonight if I felt like it. Or I'm locked down and I just could decide not to give a shit and just go out anyway, and the cop stops me and I'm just done with him stopping me and bullying me and pushing me around. I just tackle him, I just go to jail. And no one's gonna call me a fag in there. Like, there's this dude in jail, this dumb guy, he was like, so I was only in remand, you know, like I wasn't in full jail, like they were just deciding if I should go to real jail. And this dude was like saying how it's okay to be gay, and I was like, we're in remand, dude, like, we're not like, he's like, this guy's seen too many movies, you know, like we could be out in 2 weeks and you're just gonna have like been gay for no reason. And I'm like, so either you already were gay, or you're just gonna regret being gay. Oh yeah, so this same guy, he was like going on about how Australian military decides where they go to war. And I was like, dude, I grew up with the military, and I'm like, that's not fucking true. We're under the Crown of England in Australia. We do whatever the fuck England says, and England does whatever the fuck the Queen says. That's what it means to be under the Crown. And he's like, no, Australia does whatever they want. And I'm like, bruh, have you ever seen the back of a coin? Whose face is on it? It's called being penny-wise. It's the Queen's face, because you answer to the Queen. All of Australia answers to the Queen. All of New Zealand. All of the Commonwealth. So I'm like, no, we don't decide when we go to war. England decides. And he was arguing with me, and this dude was like, no, he's right. Referring to me. He's like, no, I'm in the Secret Service. He's like, I worked for the Australian military, and now I'm in prison. He's like, this guy's right. And so, you know, me and that guy become friends. So now I'm friends with a dude from the Secret Service, from the Australian military. So that dude, you know, he was just trying to get me to be gay the whole time anyway. So really what he's trying to do, he's just trying to have one over me. It doesn't matter if it's the truth or not. But the kind of stuff that he's lying about is real shit. And you'll be surprised how often there's someone around who's actually from that gang. Or from that line of military. Or knows enough, because like dudes in the Australian Army might not even know that they answer to England, but SAS, they know, because Secret Service in Australia are directly connected with England. Their main base is in England, so they all know 100%. So yeah, so he's got my back. All special service all have my back. And so, you know, like, so I got a friend that's more hyphy and killed more people and been in more fights than any motherfucker in the whole fucking prison. Because Secret Service in Australia, they're like the only dudes to see combat most of the time. Australian military...
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Australian military. Like, Australian military sit on their ass a lot. It's not like the American military.
I wasn't even listening to you.
I mean, I don't care.
I went to go throw the trash out.
What, again? Well, you missed it now. Yeah, well, the truth is, like, so Australian military, they don't really go to war. The Secret Service go to war. And I grew up with the Secret Service. I know the Secret Service. So the guys I grew up with actually go to war. And so they're actually killers. Whereas, like, most of the Australian military, they're not killers. They've been in combat zones, but they're always in a peaceful part of the combat zone. Or nobody shoots at Australians because they're Australians and everybody likes them. They got a good reputation. But if you're a Secret Service, they shoot at you. Because the Secret Service go to places where they probably shouldn't have gone there. So like, for example, like there's Secret Service in Afghanistan going into valleys where it's like a heavy combat zone. Whereas your average Australian army, they wouldn't go into that combat zone. Because the Australian military doesn't put them there because there's like 30 guys. In the normal army, it's 30 guys in a platoon, at least. It's like minimal. But in a special services platoon, there's only 4 guys in each squad. So a platoon is 12 guys. So 12 guys or 30. And they'll normally only send 4 guys, or maybe 8 guys. And so it costs Australia less money. And so that's how they do their warfare. And so the Secret Service, there's even like, if you look it up, the Secret Service in Australia just constantly go to war. Just like constantly sending them, like they do one tour, they do another tour, they do another tour, and so they're seeing war and they're killers. And so my guys are real killers. And I meet them all the time. Do you want to hear a story about how I met one? Another one? At the gay club. When I went interstate, we were at this bar that used to be a clubhouse, and it closed. And I was like, well, what do we do now? And one of the dudes was like, I know where we can go. The gay club. Because we'd already left the bar and we'd already gone to the biker guy's house, and he'd gotten too drunk, we couldn't stay at his house anymore. And so we went to the gay club. And I never actually went in the gay club, because I was just hanging outside.
Yeah.
But this dude came out, and this guy took my sunnies off. And I was like, why the fuck are you taking my sunnies off? Like, do you want me to punch you in the head? And this dude's like, oh, you know, he's allowed to do that. I'm like, what, you like defending people who rip people's sunglasses off their heads? And he's like, fuck you, I'm Secret Service, I'll fucking break you. We became friends. Like half an hour later, I was in his trailer, fucking his ute, fucking, what do you call it? Pickup truck. He's got a pickup truck with souped up engine, with souped up like wheels, like racing like drift wheels, and a fucking like, what's it called? 5-stroke, 2-stroke. What the fuck is it? What do you call the engine?
Am I on mute?
No, I can hear you.
Wow, this whole time you've been ignoring me, and I've been like, hey, hey.
Oh no, you must have been on mute. I never heard you say that. You must have just unmuted yourself. You never said hey. I never heard you say hey.
Oh yeah, I was like, cause you asked, do you want to hear it? And I was like, no.
Oh really? No, I didn't hear you say that. And so he was like, so he wasn't from that state. He's driving around in his like souped up pickup truck.
What are you talking about?
The Secret Service dude that I met.
No, you need to stop already. Stop.
And I just started calling him Deadpool.
Stop.
And he seemed to like that. And I thought he could take that the wrong way. He'd be like, don't fucking call me Deadpool, how dare you, I'm the Secret Service. But he thought it was funny. And he hung out with me. And he took me for a drive in his car. And we were driving around town, and because he's like Secret Service, if the cops did stop him, what are they gonna do? And he was like, I love this town, there's no cops here. And I'm like, there's literally cops everywhere. It's like every time I've gone out, there's cops just hanging outside the club. Because there's so many fights here, because it's a country town. And he was, but none of them stopped him. I wonder why. So yeah, I run into Secret Service all the time. They're fucking everywhere. I don't know if we just end up in the same places, or they're just around and no one noticed. Oh yeah, I saw that. I haven't told anybody this ever. I saw that Special Forces dude kissing a guy from the Navy. The guy he was kissing was an officer in the Navy. He's a gay dude in the Special Forces. And I'm pretty sure I've seen his picture before. He's like one of the most famous Australian soldiers. He got like the Medal of Honor. So he's like renowned in Australia, and I don't think everybody knows that he's gay. I don't even think he is gay. He's just wild. Like, he'll kiss a guy, he'll kiss a girl, like, he's just fucking out there, just doing fucking random shit.
Oh,
although he was kissing that Navy dude. And Navy dudes are pretty gay.
Bro.
Yeah, I'm here.
Stop. I'm just kidding. Nah, but you talk and talk and talk a lot.
Well, I just had a bunch of energy drinks.
And I don't know what you're talking about. Like, you be saying some random things and I'm like, what is he talking about?
I was talking about how I grew up with the Secret Service. And I run into them. Not the same guys I grew up with, but I run into dudes from the Secret Service, and it's a pretty big outfit, so I don't know how well they know each other, or if at all.
How many energy drinks did you have?
Like a couple.
You have so much energy, bro.
That's true. I'm not gonna sleep for a couple of days, and I'm gonna drink an energy drink for a couple of days. I'm gonna go on my energy drink diet. I call it the emo diet. So you drink energy drink for a few days, you don't eat any food.
Can you purchase stars on the item shop?
No, you can't. You can purchase levels, and I think that might give you stars, but I don't know for sure, so I wouldn't do that. Oh wait, you're not even playing yet. You were playing that round, right?
No.
Alright, I'm coming back to lobby, so we can play now.
I'm trying to get some more stars, because I like this.
The only way to get stars is to level up.
Yep.
And you can't buy levels once you get to level 100, so you can't buy levels anymore. Because you're level 111. Yeah, but like, you know, come to think of it, like, maybe that Special Forces guy was following me, because it was true that my friend took me to that club, and then he brought me in front of this one guy. So there's me, the dude that brought me to the club, and there's this one dude. And then the dude, because I'm always wearing sunglasses, he rips my sunglasses off. And the other dude looks at my face. And I'm like, dude, why the fuck you ripping my sunglasses off? Like, what the fuck you? And then the dude, who I've never met before, who's just there, he's like, man, I'll smash you. I'm from the Secret Service. I'll fucking break you in half. And so I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, why is there a Secret Service dude looking at my face and shit? And so the fact that I ended up hanging out in his pickup truck...
What?
Maybe he was always gonna catch up with me.
How many energies did you have?
This is my third one.
Oh yeah, you need to stop, bro.
I ain't stopping. Not yet.
That's too much energy you have.
my parents were friends with Secret Service. I don't know which ones of my family's friends were in the Secret Service, because they never told me directly.
Name? Hey, what's your name?
Emo Dude Guy.
No, that's not your name.
Zero. Agent Zero.
No, like your actual name.
I can't tell you that. That's classified.
Why?
No, it's not classified at all. I'm not.
I'm weak.
I'm just trying to sound cool. Maybe you'll think I'm cool if I say that. Maybe I can get laid at the bar if I say I'm a secret agent.
I'm weak. This nigga. I'm fucking weak, bro.
I could probably get away with that. I disappear so often people wouldn't know if I'm in the Secret Service or not.
Right here and do a quest.
Where?
Where I marked it.
I'm coming too. Yeah, so here I am. I'm sitting here thinking like, oh, I'm just randomly running into Secret Service. But come to think of it, this is why I like talking about this shit, because I realize shit. Like, this is the first time I realized that dude took me to that club and took me to that guy and took off my sunglasses in front of that guy just so that dude, that Secret Service guy, could ID me.
Hey, you did the radiator dish? What is that?
You just gotta, is this where you're marked? Just go to the base of it. On one of the walls at the base, there'll be like a little box. And you gotta press square on the box. So one of these 4 walls here.
Well, hopefully you guys don't destroy the walls.
No, over here. You gotta be at the dish. Oh, unless there's another thing you gotta do. There's a whole bunch of missions here. But the one I just did is on one of these walls.
I shut down one. Where's another one?
Oh, you gotta go to another dish. Why would a Secret Service dude be IDing me? They're keeping track of me this whole time, since I was a child.
I'm gonna take off.
Am I somehow Secret Service? I did sign up to the military a long time ago. For all I know, I've been signed up this whole time doing random shit for them. Maybe I'm a sleeper agent. You know sleeper agent, what that is? A sleeper agent is someone who's a Secret Service agent, but they don't know it. And they have like a trigger word, like they'll say like, mustard. And then they turn into a secret agent. Like, mustard activated. Now I am secret agent mode.
You're really 39?
No, I'm not 39 yet. I'm 33. 39? Okay, so we're going to this one now?
Somebody's shooting at me though.
I'll come, I'm just picking up our teammate.
Oh, he sucks.
Vicky Icky. So now I'm just thinking, like, how many dudes in my life have been secret agents this whole time? And I just don't get along with, like, regular soldier dudes. Even though I'm not in the Secret Service, but I grew up around dudes who are. And when army dudes try and act hard, it's just like, shut the fuck up. You're not hard. You've seen, like, no combat.
Somebody else shooting.
And, like, there's a mentality that I was kind of raised with, which is, you know, keep your cool, stay calm, and don't fucking, act like you're harder than you are. So I just don't get along with dudes sometimes. I get along with army officers, kinda. Yeah, it does seem like they kinda know me. So my cousin was an army officer, so I guess, cause that town that I went to get my passport, that's the town where all the army officers go to. And so maybe they did know me. I do remember going to the bar once, and there's these two soldiers. And I just went to their table with a big smile on my face, and I didn't say anything, I was just being a smartass, and they were just like, one of them was just like, fuck off. And I was like, okay, so I fucked off. And then, like, he left the table and just came back. Because his friend was still there.
Can you help me, like, get this chicken and build? I'm trying to get the chicken.
Yeah, I can see you chasing that chicken.
Damn, this is harder to...
Yeah, this took me ages to do as well. He went this way.
Where?
Here. Oh man. I don't even have any mats left. Wow, what a fucker. I'll get some mats so I can build a wall.
Oh, he went inside the building. I got it!
I can't tell you my gang's name. I don't want to. But I can tell you my name in the gang.
No mames.
Crazy J. They call me Crazy J. Everyone's name is something J or J something. It's just like a thing that ended up happening. This guy's J and that guy's J. I can't tell you my leader's name, but it's something along the same lines. And so people know me as other names. It's so funny. And they're like, oh, this is this guy. Like, I've been with my gang before, and we went into a club that I'm not allowed in, and the club was like, oh, he can't come in here. And then my friends were like, why not? And they're like, oh, because he's this guy. And they're like, he's not this guy. He's fucking this guy. And there's like, I'm like a bunch of different guys all over town. And because I'm in a street gang, for all anybody knows, they're all different guys in the street gang. So I'm like, how many different guys am I? I'm 4 different guys. And on top of that, I'm like 50 different guys. So 54 different guys. Because our gang was pretty big at its height. It was like 100 members. So you could say that I'm like 100 different guys. But it would be like 104 different guys because I've got my own 4 different guys that I am. That people know me as. And people actually literally know me as this guy. Like, oh yeah, that guy. And so some of the names I made up to begin with, and they don't even know, they never even knew my real name. And so they call me as a name that I don't even use anymore.
They scan your thing.
Yeah, I noticed. They do that lately. Everyone's just a massive troll on Fortnite these days.
Oh, somebody died here.
Yeah, Crazy J, that's a name I don't use. My gang uses that name to refer to me. I don't use that one myself. And there's other names I'm not gonna say, and one's dead. One's my real name. But I already told you, I'm Zero. Hey, my name's Zero. So that's Z-E-R-O, Zero. Do you know why my name's Zero? Because my parents listened to post-punk music. They were doomers. And so they were like nihilists. And so like nihilism is like the belief of like nothing. Like you're nothing. You came from nothing. You'll go to nothing.
Damn, you guys are down?
You just exist because you exist. And so they called me Zero. They listened to a lot of Cranberries and shit. Smashing Pumpkins. The Cure. The Smiths. Shit like that. So they're nihilists. They're like post-punk. They're like gothic punks. But me, myself, I consider myself more of a horror punk than a post-punk. I like post-punk music, but it's not really... It's not my theme. Yeah, I'm watching you. You're just sitting there, holding a potion.
What kind of energy drinks do you have?
I've got Mother, Monster, and Rockstar. And I got different flavors. So for Monster, I got normal flavor, pink, the green one, and the Sugar Skull one, like the Mexican one, like the tropical one. And I got 3 different kinds of Mother. I got berry. What's this one that I just had? Passion fruit. And now I'm drinking original Mother. And the Rockstar is like a berry one. And I've got like 2 or 3 of each. The Mother, the berry Mother is not the best one. You're the last one alive.
Oh no. Fuck.
Could be worse. I was just thinking, like... So, like, I told this dude recently, like... So I used to read books about the Secret Service. And when you join the Secret Service, you have no identity. You don't exist anymore. The Secret Services, they go to country... Secret Services go to countries that they're not supposed to be in. It's illegal for them to be there. And they're there in secret. And normally what they do is they start a militia to fight against its own government. So they did in Vietnam, so they did in Iraq. And so the Secret Service could just say that I'm one of them.
What? Who did I just hear?
I was saying how the Secret Service, like, their existence is a secret.
Oh.
And so they're doing things that are illegal in countries they're not supposed to be in. And so anyone could be a Secret Service.
How do you get into it, though?
How to get into Secret Service is you're already in the military, and there's, like, every year they have, like, a trial, and you can volunteer to be in that trial. And it's like 3 exercises. In Australia, it's 3 exercisers. So one is this: they drop you in the middle of nowhere, and you gotta find your way to a certain position. And you gotta get yourself there with, like, whatever gear they give you. And then the second one, most people don't pass that. And the second one is torture. They'll put you in different stress positions, and you gotta hold it for, like, a while. So the best way to be good at torturing others is to get tortured yourself first. And then the third test is just a test where they just fuck with you. They just troll the shit out of you. And there's no right way to do that test. And it's basically a test that's gonna make you break. You're gonna break. And then they just see how much it takes for you to break and how you act under pressure. And by the end of it, it comes down to, like, less than 10 guys from, like, a few hundred. Or maybe 4 guys, or maybe even just 1 guy. Oh, that's in Australia. I haven't read about all the Secret Service. I mean, I've read about them, but I haven't read about their entry process. Like, I don't know with Green Berets, for example. It's like, if you know about Green Berets, if you could tell me, that would be pretty cool. It's probably the same, though. Oh, no, actually, Green Berets are different. I mean, I don't know how you enter the Green Berets, but I know that they train so much that they're so fit that they're, like, bulletproof. Like, their chest is like armor. They're that strong, and their training is way worse than any combat situation they'll ever be in. So that's the idea, like, being a Green Beret. Your training is more hardcore than any combat you'd ever be in. So any combat they're in is, like, less difficult. And Navy SEALs, they have their own training. A lot of dudes drown. Training for Navy SEALs, look it up. Dudes do drown in the Navy SEALs before they even make it. So one of the challenges is holding your breath for 4 minutes, I think. 8 minutes? I don't even know. But a lot of dudes die. Just in training, Navy SEALs training. But a lot of dudes die in training all the time, in all kinds of training. Fucking, parachuting regiments, they die. Amphibious regiments. There's a couple dudes in Australia that just died just driving an EPC on a training exercise. A bunch of SAS died in a training exercise in a chopper. Hey, is your name Blood Warrior because of that old movie from the 80s? That movie from the 80s, Blood Warrior? Or are you a member of the Bloods? Like, brother. Blood warrior. Live by the blood. Die by the blood. Blood in. You know what's so funny? Usually when they find out that a gang is either in the police or in the army, it's because a dude died getting blooded in. But the whole time the gang was operating, they never noticed until a dude died getting blooded in. Have you been blooded in? It's up, then it's up, then it's up. Hey, Blood Warrior. What up, Blood?
What up?
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Not much.
So you like a white boy? You a white boy? I'm a white boy.
Why?
Sometimes online people think I'm black. It's pretty funny.
Right.
One time a dude thought I was Mexican. He was like, "Shut up, you Mexican." And I'm like, "I'm not even Mexican." Yeah, I knew this girl. She was black, and she was like, I don't know what part of Africa she's from originally. She was like, I always have a black friend, but this time my black friend is a white boy. She's like, you're my black friend now. And I was like, yeah. Yeah, I am, like, I guess. Like, I wasn't upset or anything. I was like, yeah, I am in Baton Island. I'm like, yeah, pretty much. I'm like a white black guy. Thing is though, I'm part Islander, so you know, it's not that cool at the end of the day. I mean, the only reason is because I'm part Islander, so.
Now you're talking.
Well, some Islanders can tell. That
Right.
I'm part Islander. Some Islanders can sometimes tell that I'm part Islander. One Islander was like, I'm like, can you tell? And he's like, turn around. He's like, yeah, I can tell. I'm like, what the fuck? How can you tell from me turning around? Pretty funny. There's actually a few white Islanders, but they look like an Islander. Like their features are like Islander, but they're just got white skin.
Yeah.
They're always so hyper. I remember one of them and me used to hang out all the time. We used to have like, we had a fight. I had a shovel, and he had a pickaxe, and we were literally, we nearly killed each other like, I don't know, 20, maybe 10 times. We're having like a shovel versus pickaxe fight, just for fun.
Yeah.
My friends used to do backyard wrestling. My friends used to have like a crew, and people used to want to join the crew, but no one was allowed to join pretty much. I don't know how I joined. Like every now and then a dude just joins and it's cool, but everyone else, we just beat the shit out of them. and it was like backyard wrestling. We like pick up trash cans and smash them over the head with it. And golf clubs, we hit them over the head with golf clubs and throw pine cones at them and shit. And they were never in the gang. We were just beating them up. It's like a blood in, but it's not really a blood in. It's just like a bloodening. And I used to do it too. I don't know why. I guess being friends with those guys made me kind of angry just anyway. And a dude was like, yeah, I can join. And we're like, no, you can't. You can't just walk in and join. Like, you can't just be one of us just from existing. But I guess if he came and like just hung out with us, I guess, and wasn't trying to be in the gang, that's probably how I got in.
Right.
I just hung out with him and got high. I used to know this girl. I was just remembering this girl I knew. I used to pick on her. She's kind of a hoe. And one time I, you know when you're smoking a bong or smoking a bowl, and you can like, you can tweak the lighter, and so you can make the flame really big. So when they light it, they singe their eyebrows. And so I did that, but she didn't fall for it. She used another lighter, and then I ended up using that lighter that I had tweaked for her, and I burned one of my eyebrows off.
Yeah,
and I was walking around for weeks with the one eyebrow. That was with that crew. Normally they beat the shit out of someone when they join, but instead I met the leader, and me and him just had a tussle. And he was gonna just drop me on my head, but he decided not to. And he was impressed with how I tussled, and so he let me in. They were pretty cool, but they were crazy, man. And one of them always was just trying to beat me up. He's just always trying to convince all the other dudes to beat me up, and they're always like, no. And then they were like, why don't you just fight him? If you hate him so much, just fight him. Why are you trying to drag us all into it? But that was one of my small-time crews that I was in. I was never in them for long, and we never did anything, really. They just beat people up and throw pine cones at them. And heaps of other crews since then. Because I didn't really like that crew, because one time this dude stood up to these Middle Easterners. He's like, my whole crew's over there. And the dudes I was with, the crew, all just started running. Because they were like, oh shit. And I was like, man, it's like, you don't just run away and leave a guy behind. Like, so I guess that was pretty much when we like stopped hanging out. That was weak. I was with that crew. I was with another crew. I was with another crew. And I was hanging out with one of the biggest crews in the whole city. But they were older. They used to be fucking around more. Gotta go for the circle of blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were older and chill, yeah. But I grew up with them too. And that was all in that one city, so that's 4 different crews in one city. And they were all like local crews. And there was another crew I was chilling with as well. So there's 5 crews just in that one city. And now I'm in a new city and I'm in other crews. Usually how it goes. But at the time, like, I didn't realize I wasn't making a big deal out of it. Just like, I'm in all these different crews, but they were just friends. But at the end of the day, they did call themselves whatever neighborhood they're from, boys. Like, we're the this guy boys, and we're the this guy boys. And I was like, yeah, I thought it was just like a cool name, like they're trying to big it up. But I guess at the end of the day, everybody's got an uncle. So when you say you're the boys, I guess it's pretty hefty. We gotta go, dude. We gotta go to the circle. But yeah, eventually, like after all those crews, I ended up hanging out with, or before or during, I ended up hanging out with one of the biggest crews, and they don't call themselves the so-and-so boys. They got a real name. And they're like a grapher crew. And they were like one of the biggest crews in the whole city. They're one of those crews that everybody says they're down with to try and be cool and get their dick wet. They're like, yeah, I'm this crew. Man, I told you about the circle, man. Have you got meds? Jump in the car. Yeah, but then I changed cities. Then I joined different gangs. It's pretty much been the same gang since I changed cities. It's been one route with the same gang, but I've become like friends with all kinds of other gangs. I was never in those gangs though. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. No, 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 this is my beautiful car. How dare they break my car? Isn't there a way to fix the car? I don't know if anyone's there. I'm just shooting there. Oh, there's a guy up there. Oh shit, son. Oh man. I got aced. Yeah, because I realized that the other day, because I'm friends with a blood from like Tennessee online, and they were like how many crews you've been in? Like if you've only been in one, you ain't never been in a real crew. And I was like, oh, I've never been in a real crew. And I was like, hang on. I was like, I have been in like fucking 6 other crews. And she was like, you know, put down your crews. And I was like, no fucking way. I mean, like, thanks for reminding me, but there's no way I'll tell people. I mean, not online. I mean, I'll say it here, but I'm not gonna post it. Oh, I might post this shit on YouTube, but no one's gonna watch it, so. Oh, good. I don't think anyone watches your YouTube unless you spend money or get a sponsor anyway. My card! My card! I've only got 14 seconds. Can you even? Oh, you can't even revive me anyway. It's cool. Oh wait, you can? Oh, you can. If you revive me in 1 minute. Yeah, so these guys call themselves, we're the these guy boys, and we're the these guys boys. How many different ones are they in? Okay, so I was in 4. No, 5. I was in 5, including the high school one. And then I was hanging out with those grappers. There's 6. And that was all in that other city. So now there's like 7. And the 7th one was real. Like, that city, like, everyone's a gang. Everyone just calls themselves a gang. Like I said, those dudes ran away. That's not a fucking crew. Like, the reason you're in the crew is so that you can stand up for each other. So I wouldn't count any of those crews as being a real crew. And plus that one in that crew that just didn't like me and wanted everyone to beat me up for no reason, that's not a real crew. The Grapher crew is a real crew, but so many people say that they're that crew that they lost a lot of good rep that way. When I changed cities, now I'm in a real crew, for real. And once I took those colors, I wear them all the time now. For the rest of my life. And there is a dude in that crew that's like telling me I shouldn't wear the colors, but I'm just gonna wear them anyway. Fuck that guy. Oh shit, I need 1 more. I don't have enough mat. What are you doing over there? The storm's coming, yo. I built a path up the hill, but I need more mat at the top. Yeah, so all those crews, I mean, like, they weren't really established. They didn't have colors. And they weren't, like, affiliated with bigger gangs, organized crime or anything. They were just a bunch of dudes from the neighborhood. It's like, yeah, we're these boys. We're these guys' boys. Oh, man. I got revived just so this can happen.
Oh.
Oh! Oh! Send me your friend request if you want.
Nice, King.
Send me a friend request. I can't send one.
Right. Oh shit.
Cool. Do you want to party up?
Alright.
I sent you an invite.